Barcelona, Reuters. Voters in a deeply divided Catalonia flocked to the polls on Thursday with support for its separatist and unionist camps running neck and neck, leaving prospects of an end to Spain's worst political crisis in decades looking slim. Final pre-election surveys published last Friday showed parties backing the region's independence drive, galvanized by an autumn referendum, could lose absolute control of its parliament but might be able to form a minority government. That would keep national politics mired in turmoil and raise concerns in European capitals and financial markets, though the secessionist campaign has lost some momentum since the October 1 plebiscite, which Madrid outlawed, and investors gave Thursday's events in the region a muted reception. Catalonia's pro-independence president Carles Puigdemont, deposed by authorities in Madrid following the region's referendum and a unilateral declaration of independence, rallied supporters from self-imposed exile in Brussels. Today we will demonstrate the strength of an irrepressible people. Let the spirit of October 1st guide us always, he said on Twitter. He voted through a proxy cast by an 18-year-old, Laura Sancho, at a polling station on the outskirts of Barcelona. Another secessionist leader, Puigdemont's former deputy Oriol Junqueras, took a more conciliatory tone towards Madrid in comments published earlier this week. Long queues formed outside voting stations in the affluent region of northeastern Spain shortly after they opened at 8 o'clock GMT. They will close at 19 o'clock GMT in an election expected to draw a record turnout, which the regional government said had reached 34.5% by 12 o'clock GMT. I am not very optimistic that these elections will return a stable government, said 53-year-old Dr. Miguel Rodriguez, queuing to vote in El Hospitalet de Llobregat, a working-class suburb south of Barcelona. We've had all our rights taken away, said Rodriguez, who voted for independence in October's referendum, irked that the Spanish government had fired Puigdemont's administration. International investors showed few signs of nerves on Thursday, with Spanish debt and the euro in demand, though the Madrid stock market lagged at eurozone counterparts. The election cannot be ignored going into year-end, said Orlando Green, European fixed-income strategist at Crédit Agricole in London. But the secession movement has been significantly diminished and would need a decisive move to revive it. Normality. The independence campaign pitched Spain into its worst political crisis since the end of fascist rule and the return of democracy in the 1970s. Conservative Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy called Thursday's vote after sacking Puigdemont's government for holding the referendum and declaring independence. The election has become a de facto referendum on how support for the independence movement has fared in recent months. Rajoy hopes it will return Catalonia to what he has called normality under a unionist government or separatist government that will not seek a unilateral split. None of the 6 parties in the Catalan parliament are expected on their own to come close to a 68-seat majority.